Bro,
I'm
let's go. Yeah.
I'm not sure how much I'm enjoying this phase of you gleefully celebrating my HP draining out of my soul.
Bro, we're like the part of the intro for the podcast where the music's going and the intro's going, and I hear like that sniffle, that telltale sniffle. How you doing, buddy?
6 a.m.
Yeah.
6 a.m. That was that was bedtime.
That was bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
For you? For baby?
For me. Yeah.
For you? Okay.
Night.
And it's 3 p.m. ish now.
Yeah, it's night shift, bottle feed. You know, getting her done. Yeah, that is a different baby at night.
Oh yeah, the night baby is very different.
Oh, the night baby. The night baby is not the same baby.
You thought the day baby had no patience? Night baby has no patience for your no patience.
Night baby is actually more alert and ready to party because day baby is usually when she'd be sleeping in the womb, but now like, and night baby is when, like, you know, Punch Mom would go down to sleep, and then that's when baby wakes up because the rocking stops and they're suddenly like, whoa. So yeah, night baby's like feeding and then not getting milk drunk. Night baby has got eyes open, looking around. Yeah.
So dude,
you know,
night baby for me was how I hit like master rank with Bison.
Okay.
Because it's like, well, I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm fucking up for like 5 more hours.
So hey, I got some games to talk about this week.
I fucking knew it.
Yeah, but no.
What am I gonna do? Try and sleep? Can't do that. It's not safe.
But I'll tell you what. Day baby is getting wrecked by night baby. Not a champion of the sun whatsoever.
It is an unfortunate reality that soon after leaving the safety of mother, you will discover the fact that the past version of yourself is a jerk and has no care for the future version of yourself, which is now the present self.
It is quite the conundrum. There's you taking glee in my dismay,
Woolie,
you know.
In a couple of years you'll be rubbing your hands at the next one.
Yes, exactly. You know, whatever comes next, and
well, because everybody pays in their dues, and then they get to laugh with glee at everybody else going through it.
I will say I am taking some glee at finally dishing back the ultimate to the audience, because for years they've all been making us take damage by talking about how long or how old they were when they started listening or whatever the fuck, all that time damage. And now I finally get to see people go, oh my god, I'm dying at the idea that these chuckle fucks have kids now. So I'm like, finally I get to reverse the damage back at you, listener, as you realize that time has passed and that yes, there are children and families involved now. That feels good. That's a little solace. I
think my favorite one is last week. I told a story about my boy, and there was a thread about it, and somebody asked like, "Oh, did he get all his teeth?" And I was like, "Bro, he's had all his teeth for like 14 months. He's like 26, 27 months old." And they were like, what? I thought he was just a little baby.
Sidebar. As I was talking, I was like, the desktop is visible, and the Avast antivirus that I scrubbed and deleted from the computer aggressively with every tool possible, an icon just went boop and just popped up on the desktop while having this conversation.
Was it like a browser plugin you missed?
No. It found new ways.
Time to start over.
Oh my god.
Time to start over.
Oh, the evil. Anyway, okay. Anyways,
I also had a super late night. I went to bed at I fell asleep around 2-ish, and then I was woken up every hour by mom and then I got up at 6:20.
Okay. Oh, so okay, so
And
for you, that was wake time.
so I'm having the opposite thing,
Mhm.
whereas like for me, I get one of those days where that doesn't ruin me. It actually superpowers me. I'm like wired.
Okay.
Tomorrow will be my downfall.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. You push past, and then when the third wind says no, you
Yeah.
don't have a third wind. Uh,
No.
okay. So what you're describing, right? The night terror.
Yeah.
So in all the prep, folks, that I've been learning about and everything that's all the education going on. What I did not learn about
Mhm.
is there is a phase in which okay, so so you know how you ever see a giraffe get born? It's crazy
Yes.
because when a giraffe is a baby, they just like the mom just like plops them out and
And they start walking around.
they land in superhero pose.
Yeah, no, they're good.
They
They're good to
land
go.
like fist down, head up, and they're like, "Where are we going?" Right? You're my mother. You lead me to food. You lead me to milk. Let's go. They come out ready to rock. Right? Humans, our heads are so big that they can't fit if we fully
Can't fit.
cook before we come out. So they have to we have to get pushed out earlier. And what that means is a whole lot of your body is still figuring out how it works and how to develop while you're out of the womb early, right?
That's why the first 3 months after you're born are called the fourth trimester.
Correct. So, we got warned a couple times by some nurses that they're like, hey, just so you know, from week 6 to about week 8, it's gonna get bad and there's just no reason for it. Right? We're like, okay, let's just bunker down and get ready for that. What nobody mentioned was that weeks 2 to 3 or 2 to 4, it seems,
Yeah,
there's a phase where baby doesn't know how to digest,
that's right.
and then intestines and all of that are new and don't really fully get how to push the milk through completely. So when you're in the first 2 weeks or so, it's kind of just in and out, no problem. It's like there's no thought.
I would describe it as in and out.
Yeah. And then the color changes, right? Then it's just you're just a tube. And then the color changes and things start getting a little more wrinkly and they start figuring out how to like process and do the whole bit. And and then the gut biome and the flora start activating and whatever. Long story short, in the middle of the night and at random times, the baby needs to learn how to like push it out, but doesn't know how, and just has a feeling.
I even know how to poop my own pants.
And it's like, but you knew how to poop a week ago, right? But it was just an automated thing. But now it's like, no, that was a system that's no longer playing. It's been updated. The new firmware dropped, and now
manual control.
But you don't know how manual control works. So until you figure it out, you're just stressing, sweating, grunting, crying, and getting upset as you go.
Now, I gotta be honest,
Right?
Wooly. I'm nearly 40 years old, and the podcast had to be delayed because I was still dealing with learning how to do that.
Correct. Understood. But
Sounded just like that.
yes. Yeah, I get it. But the idea that you can put yourself in the place where you need to be on the bowl and then figure it out while you're there, hopefully, means that it all gets where it needs to go, right? The baby is like doing the thing where you can feel like her stomach tighten and you can feel the push, but what's also crazy is that because she doesn't know like what to do and how things work, she's also like straightening her legs out, which actually closes you off. It's the complete opposite position you should be in while forcing really hard.
What a doofus. Oh my God. How do they not? Come on, get it together.
Right. And so, and like she's kicking and doing all these like completely like not, and she's trying random things. She's sticking random poses onto random feelings while pushing, not knowing how to do it. And I'm like, is this? And they're like, yeah, it's normal. This is normal. This happens a bunch.
Hey, Wooly. I would like to apologize for implying that I would call your child a doofus. Your child is a perfect angel. That
She
was facetious.
I take that. I hear that. It is understood. She is flawless and shall remain that way. And even her inability to figure out how to poop is the most flawless, perfect way to not know how to do that.
So I forget what it was. It was something similar to this with my guy. It was a little later, like 5 or 6 months. And I looked at him and I was like, "You're being a real big baby about this."
Yeah.
And I just like completely froze because I had meant it unironically.
Oh, no, yeah.
Like I had actually meant you're being a really big baby about this. And I froze in place like the world's dumbest statue.
So we had that moment earlier this week where it was like we were just changing and she's crying, and I'm wiping it off and doing stuff. And you're doing that thing where it's like, okay, now after, like, okay, I gotta, I know it's really early and I know she's really blurred, but I got a lock on and I got a smile. And I was like, that's not a real smile. And then I did one and it looked like she was mirroring it back. And I'm like, this is too early. I'm getting tricked. Okay, but maybe I'm not.
Babies don't know shit.
No, they don't. They don't, right?
Baby doesn't know shit from fuck.
Of course not.
And
no.
two, they're not scanning you for reliability of
but she is no, but I am catching on to what she is noticing in the blur that is her vision, right, for this period of time. And what she will notice is the light source in the room, especially at nighttime when the night baby is alert, right? When night baby is alert, and like there's a whole thing about dimming the lights, trying to do night feeds so that you don't overstim and all that stuff.
Oh, dude, I did all that shit in every light off in the house. I have really good, like, I have very good night vision.
Yeah.
So like all I need genuinely in my house, I need the light that the microwave clock is giving off to do my life.
So we can
help.
Yeah, I'm able to do that too. The problem we ran into is that, like, if we do that, she never wakes up, So then you're like,
that's the fucking dream, bro.
But she won't drink.
Oh.
She won't wake up to drink.
Oh, our guy would drink while he was asleep.
No, that's the thing. We need to get her. She will be too sleepy to drink, and then you're like, right. So then you have to do the stimulation, and then eventually, after wasting 20 minutes trying to get her sleepily to drink, I want you to drink sleepy, and she won't do it. Then you're like, okay, well now we got to do a diaper change, which is going to fully wake you up.
Hey, don't drink sleepy, play hungry.
I mean, yeah, And so, but what I noticed is, so she locks onto the lights, right? And then also she started responding to when the bottle, because I did like paced feeding positions. There's a couple of feeding positions that you do that are based on like trying to not have them gulp too much milk, more air, more spit up, more burp, etc.
Yeah, I hit him with this. I got the dog in my arm like a baby, and I hit him with this.
Yeah,
just like
with that one. Yeah, that's the one I was doing. I was trying to. Yeah,
that's my favorite. Also, check out how much of a baby this dog is. So I'm just cradling him like a human infant because he's just a sweet guy.
I pointed out your very nice new carpet in the back there.
Thanks, bud.
Is that carpet a material that would be really comfortable for dragging dog ass across?
No, he doesn't do that.
Okay.
This dog's ass is pointed at the sky.
It's so high, sky. Even if he wanted to, right? Bro. Yeah. Okay. You have the perfect anti-worm situation going on. Perfect. Yeah. Nice. There you go. No. So doing the feed, I was doing like a lying down sideways outward position, and that's one too where you have an arm free, which is nice and stuff. But when doing what you did, that like arm cradle and then bottle diagonal kind of thing, like she starts to cry when the bottle gets pulled away, but like if it gets pulled away too far, she cries faster. And if I just put it aside a little bit, but it's still within that first area, she doesn't cry as quickly. So I'm like, okay, there is some recognition a little bit. The sound of is proportional to how far back the bottle is pulled from vision.
So what I would do, man, genuinely, is like when I would go to pull the bottle out, I would also dip my shoulder so that it was coming, like baby was leaving the bottle and bottle was leaving also.
Leaving vision. Okay.
Right. But like also he was moving away from the bottle. It wasn't just me yanking it out.
Yes. Yeah.
But also he was asleep half the time that I fed him at night.
Okay. I'm not getting that. Yeah, we're in a different situation here. But it's just interesting to see these things and um to go back to what you were saying earlier about just like, well, they don't know shit. And it's
They
like,
don't know shit.
so we had a moment where I'm just like, oh, she has never known joy. Right?
That emotion has not kicked in yet.
There is,
That's like at like
yeah,
3 months ish.
there is
You'll see a smile and a laugh, and you'll be like, "That's the first one."
she has not yet known what happy is, and that's crazy. Right? What a thought. I'm looking at and it's like you're sleeping, you wake up to cry to eat, and then you go right back to sleep, and that's all that life is. And it's a wild thing to kind of have that dawn on you, right? And then at the same time you're like, okay, and so when it's like, oh, you spat up, we got to pull you away from the food to wipe you off a little bit, and she's like, this is a nightmare, how dare you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to her.
Yeah, so we're still dealing with that.
Yeah,
and we'll deal with that.
The food
I remember
being taken out of her mouth is the worst thing that's ever happened in her life.
So like my guy scraped his knee, right? And he fell on the playground and he scraped his knee on the asphalt, right? And he started to lose his shit. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, this is the most painful thing that has ever happened to him in his entire life.
It's crazy.
No wonder he doesn't know how to deal with it.
Of course. There's no shot. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
And like Willie, because their memories aren't so good, when you put her down for tummy time in a couple of months and she's mad at you, that's the maddest she has ever been, because your behavior is outrageous.
You caused it. Yeah. And I mean, it's, and not to mention, of course, that like they talk about like, stimulating while you're doing bottle feeding, get your voice in there, use calming tones, and sort of get them used to the sounds of you. But when it's night feed and you're like, I'm trying to not wake you up too hard, I want to keep you a little bit sleepy, then I'm kind of just like feeding in silence. And I'm like, I hope that's not, because the night bottle is pretty much the main one that I do. I'm like, I hope that I'm not like implanting robotic silent, feedings at this point.
Willie, I love you, buddy. You are doing a thing that I'm very familiar with. It's fine. It's fine.
It's probably
totally fine.
It's probably fine.
Do you talk to the kid like you're a chatty person? You have a chatty TV show that you do. You go, hey little girl, what up, etc. You're good. Whenever you like, because everything's like pushed to the extremes because of the media landscape that we live in, where you read something, it's like, still face syndrome. Did you know that if your face is emotionless and slack too often around your baby, you can give them some kind of mood disorder? It's like, yeah. And so what happens is moms just start beaming. Big smile every single second. That's not what still face is. Still face is child is in terrible distress and you just cold eyeballing them with no comfort.
Right. Yeah.
Like, just be like a normal guy and you're killing it. At first 3 months, don't drop the baby. Don't drop the baby.
Well,
don't drop the baby. You're good.
Yeah.
Clean baby.
Well, the thing is that none of us are going to know until we got to get a decade or two's worth of information out there before any of that.
Oh, bro. So Paige,
comes to fruition.
I forget what it was. She took like a toy away from him and he had a complete meltdown. And she was like, oh man, I hope that wasn't like a formative moment. And I'm like, we'll find out in 15, 20 years.
Yeah. No, that's
I'm not too worried about it.
And and there's stuff where like, especially because I'm like, okay, I can hear this now. I know the sound of like the low alert cry versus higher alert cry and stuff. So there's times where I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm just changing your diaper. We're doing this quickly because I'm getting you out and back to bed sleep quickly. So I'm like, right now is not the time for big comfort stimulation, etc. Right? And that's actually like, again, what a couple of the nurses were like saying is like, yeah, no, go for an in and out as back to bed as quickly as possible type of night situation. But that's also like the majority of where my, handling of baby stuff is kicking in. So I'm kind of like, after a period of time, well, once we're past this 3 month phase and things, the cycle starts to look a little more normal. I'm sure there will be, more of a chance to get quality time in there. But it certainly does have we've been going back and forth of just like, man, she doesn't exist yet. She's just loading still, and we're like, there's no period of time where baby's like, hey, I'm here, what's up, what's going on, guys? And we're just like, yeah, okay, we just gotta keep the loading bar going.
Okay, so I'm gonna be so real with you. The first 3 months, that's the easiest it's ever gonna be.
Oh boy.
That is by far.
Right.
You're the most tired you're ever gonna be, by far. But it's definitely like I look back on it now, I'm like, oh, that shit was a cakewalk.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we'll see.
Our child currently does not have the capability to want things and understand that they have not been given those things.
Or much less the idea that the things that I want, that I am being given, I am also shoving them away with my flails, because when I drink milk, it's my whole body going.
I remember what it was. He was like 2-3 months old, and he was trying to pull his own hair out.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, why are you doing that? And I tried to stop him, and he was like, no, I want to do it. And then he would go to pull. He would go, eh. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Random. Mashing buttons, hoping for a result that'll work. Yeah. And so that's what it comes down to with the whole, like, learning how to poop and intestines thing. Is like, she's just got to eventually figure out the right position at the right time when her stomach is going to be like, and that is how you feel better,
Yeah. I mean, there's like, you'll try out 100 different things. You'll football the baby.
Oh yeah. We do the bicycles and this tummy rubs.
Yeah,
and
the
all
bicycle
that
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I did the taps on the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I remember Paige was like, I don't think you should be tapping on the baby the tapping on the baby's stomach that hard. I'm afraid that you might break the baby. And then as that happened, the baby suffered a great deal of relief.
Oh, well, there you go.
As a result. And she went, okay, well, never mind.
Yeah. No, I've seen there's drops that people have for gas. There's like a windy tube for like fart tubing, but all of that shit is just like, it turns out that it's like, yeah, you can help relieve it somewhat, but the more you do, the less they're going to learn, and the longer it's going to take them to figure it out. So
that's why they need to go right off that cliff.
So you got to just
climb up and become the king of Iron Fist.
Oh, okay. And it's the constipation and the anger from constipation that actually lets them survive.
How do you think you got all the way up to the top?
Perfect. Yeah, that's kind of it.
You sound like you're doing a good job, buddy. I wouldn't worry too much.
Well, thank you. We're just doing it. We're trying, but fuck.
Funny, 'cause all of this stuff I wasn't really worried about. Like this was all stuff that I was like, no. It was, if I'm not looking at the baby burst into flames. That was my big issue. Like if I can't see the child now,
so that's
a car flew off the road into my house.
Yeah, there's a level of that I'm kind of I'm getting more comfortable with. That's fine. There's things too as well where I'll do things like, okay, so when I'm reading up on refreshing my kid, like baby CPR and baby Heimlich stuff, right? There's you're also reading stories from people and everything, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, let's just already put out there in my brain that it's not a matter of if, it's just when. She's gonna choke on food at some point, right?
That's not true.
It's gonna happen, and you're just gonna need to jump in there and make sure that you're ready for it and know exactly what to do, and just preemptively be already in a situation where you're like, well, instead of freezing and panicking and not and freaking out so hard, be preemptively prepared for that and that eventuality.
That can be a useful attitude, but the phrase of "they will choke, it's inevitable" is not true.
Okay,
that is not a truth.
That would be great if so. I just want to make sure to know what to do when it's happening and recognize all the signs right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But like it's and just reading whatever, just reading other people's like feedback of how like it's like you from the moment you introduce solids or anything like that, or even whatever the case is, up to years, like 2, 3 or whatever the case is, you're just like going into every meal thinking about that as being like, hey, just make sure you catch it, make sure you see the signs of them not breathing, you're listening to the sounds.
That sounds like a good way to be horribly anxious every time you feed them.
Well, okay, I think there's a healthy compromise here. I think, like, for example,
I don't think you are going to healthily compromise.
When bottle feeding, right, I saw a thing that was like, listen for a breath every 3 gulps. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So I'm doing that currently, And there was once when like there wasn't. There was gulp, 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 and I was like, whoa, 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 and then she went, and I was like, you see, you drank too much because you don't know what you need. You do know what you need because there's a whole thing about letting the baby choose how much to drink and stuff. But if you actually let them drink as much as they want to, they're gonna drink themselves until like to death. They can't stop. They're like, fish.
Yeah, joke's on you, man. I was ready to be freaked out, and when nothing happened, I knew it. Like, are you listening to your own description of the story?
I'm listening. I'm listening out for what just making sure that it's like, okay, hey, you're doing the right breathing, And I'm sure later on when we get to the solid food and so on, there's other stuff to look out for. But I just the way it kind of came across in the stories I've read about like people who administered like life-saving stuff to unchoke their baby was from just like when they're swallowing something, especially something new for the first time that has a different texture, kind of seeing like, oh, did they swallow, or are they kind of just like,
Sometimes.
Yeah.
So you got to remember, I'm coming at this from the toddler perspective, and the toddler perspective is that dirt from the ground in his mouth? How much? It's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Like your tolerance for ridiculous nonsense will increase dramatically.
I also was around. I have a memory of a 1-year-old, somebody's baby that was around that bit into, like, was playing with chicken, and had a piece of chicken and just took a bite that was just way too big, and did the thing where didn't know how to spit it out, so just kind of held it in the mouth and like got stressed and started having like a freak out, and then started hitting himself in the head while trying, and didn't, and it was intense and pretty scary, and I was like, holy shit, okay, you got to be ready for that. And there's a really
easy solution to that, by the way.
I mean,
like, genuinely
make sure the pieces of chicken are not so big that can happen.
No, you're gonna fuck that up. No, don't, like, I'm looking you in the eye, I'm looking directly in the camera, you're gonna fuck that up, or you're gonna be in the process of fixing the food, and you're going to turn around and they're going to grab like the largest item they could possibly fit in their mouth, and bam. No, the solution is when you look at them and you're like, why aren't you chewing? Or you're doing that weird, my mouth is completely fucking full chew.
Yeah.
You just immediately grab their chin with one hand and you scoop them.
Just grab it out.
You just scoop the whole thing. And hey, if you were eating a meal and I did that to you, you'd be like, what the fuck, right? Guess what? Kids also hate that shit, and they'll bite you.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. I will say that the case I saw, like, it was one of those ones where I'm like, I don't know if this is formative, but like what you were talking about with Paige the other moment, like, I'm like, that feels like it, like the kid was really shaken up by that and kept crying for a while afterwards. And like, it's the first time I ever saw like baby like doing this and hitting their head to solve a problem.
Nothing's formative.
Okay.
Okay, so
Cool.
let me
All right.
let me hit you with this. Let you hit me with this, okay? You know that fucked up thing that happened like when you were like a really young kid and you remember it and you're like, wow, it was fucked up informative,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Whatever it happens to be, it's something, right?
Sure.
When you think back to like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're like, oh, that was terrible. That obviously had negative effects on my life going forward. The thing you're thinking of is actually pretty fucked up. It's not like they took my toy away and I lost my shit. It's like, oh no, I got lost in the mall, or like my brother sucker punched me and I fell off a table, or something like that.
I suspect that it's gonna be a really like it would be a really negative thing until time passes and it becomes normal, and then it becomes less severe, perhaps. I can see that being the case, as like, life continues onward, and like, your life is only 2 weeks long, therefore another 2 weeks is the longest thing in the world. Eventually,
Well,
that
also they're
becomes a
not
year.
gaining like discrete memories either.
Yeah, and their sense of time is all fucked and all that shit, like for sure, for sure. Um, but yeah, as the as the banality and horror of day-to-day existence becomes more normal, I suppose these moments stand out less and less, hopefully.
Mhm.
But anyway, these are all thoughts that are on the mind when these things are happening.
You're good.
All right.
You're good.
And that's what's going
Well,
on.
I talked with you for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours before you guys even got pregnant, and you were probably solid then. Right. And that was like a year ago or more. Like, you're crushing it.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's more just, it's not about like, oh, is this fucking up or so. It's more just like, there's so much they don't tell you, and even when they do tell you, they don't tell you about part 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Oh well, yeah. A lot of the adults and older people and parents and relatives in your life just lie about this shit. They just lie.
Yeah.
Just lie.
No, I mean, I love how like all the best practices are just like, or if it's for your own sanity, then just don't do it.
So there's like a one of those things that's like really important, particularly for young moms who could be dealing with PPD or PPA. Particularly if you have multiple young children, right? And it's like, if the baby's just in one of those moods where they're just gonna go nuts, they're just going nuts, right? And you've been like trying to soothe them for like 2, 3, 4 hours. Put them down in a safe spot
and
in
walk
their crib,
away.
probably.
Yeah. Yep.
You walk away for 10 minutes.
Yep.
10 minutes.
That's what they tell to people who are specifically for like there's a whole thing about like, no, we know we say don't shake your baby, but really, really, really don't do it. And in fact, if you feel like you're like, just put them down and walk away. Like, there's a whole thing about that. Yeah, they go ham on that. It's for sure. Like you do kind of go like, okay, all these little tips, all these little tricks, that you're supposed to have a handle on. I know that both me and Punch Mom are kind of just like the type of people that we want to go, okay, what are the trade-offs, right? So one of them, for example, is like, if you use the sus, right? The sus is magical. The sus will...
Our guy wouldn't take one the whole time. Not even one time.
Interesting. So
not one time.
The pacifier is magic, right? Because it's the comfort reflex of goop, goop, boop. It makes me feel like I'm sucking on the bottle.
By the way, for those of you who are not from Quebec, sus means pacifier.
The pacifier. Yes. So the
literally just means pacifier.
Yes, we call it a sus. So anyway, the pacifier works wonders, and it really calms her down. But then you hear that it's like, oh, but if you are not doing bottle feeding, if you're just breastfeeding, you don't want to cause nipple confusion, so maybe you should not use that pacifier until a month or more in, when they get used to things or whatever. And it's
would you like a counterpoint?
Well, my counterpoint was, fuck you, eat shit. I'm trying to sleep, and it works now.
The counterpoint to that would be a baby that doesn't take a pacifier. So, well, we do have one grade A pacifier around the house that he's a big fan of. Its name is Paige.
Ah, there you go.
And
Yes.
this means that mom will become mega trapped for
Yes.
year plus
Yeah, yeah.
on
Okay.
demand every
Mhm.
single time he needs a pacifier.
Mhm. Mhm. And you got to be able to identify the body cues that are like that's you're rooting, but you're not really rooting. You're not hungry rooting. You're rooting for comfort, you know? There's a difference between and ah, you know, where is it? Right? And you're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You need milk." But anyway, so we kind of were just like, you know what, fuck that rule, we don't care, we're going to use it temporarily here. And then looking it up a little bit more, it turns out that it's like, okay, and talking to another nurse about it, it was kind of like, oh, okay, so the main two things are, it's not about don't use the pacifier too early, it's about don't use it to replace hunger, because then you miss the hunger cue, and you don't want to be like she's trying to suck and you're not giving her milk, you're instead just calming her down with this. That's bad because you're missing a feeding. And second, when there's different kind, there's particular like anti-colic really good ones that are like one piece, you know, like the Avent, for example, and you want them to calmly suck on that, but then they suck on and swallow more saliva, and if they fill up on saliva, there's less room for milk, which is also bad, you know? So the thought process is essentially like only after a feeding, when they're not worried about food anymore and you're trying to put them down, that's a perfect time for it, because they can't have much more extra anyway, you know? So it's like, yeah, you can do this thing that's not what they're saying there, but it makes perfect sense for this context, you know?
I would offer the counterpoint. Is the baby clean, fed, and alive?
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
like now that I've gone through the entire infant phase, right, and the early toddler phase, every single piece of advice that I ever received actually just boiled down to, hey, don't be like a stupid asshole. And like that, like every single one is like, hey, if you think something's like a terrible crutch, you might be crutching on it a little.
Yeah. No. I even was like, I had an idea, because I was like, she was using the snoo, you know, because it's like, you know,
that's the best example.
Okay.
Because the snoo helps right now, and you'll pay for it later, but you need help right now.
Okay, so learning about, you know what's crazy too, just for people that are all like, how do baby things work, right? And all these words were, so like, the baby goes in this thing, and it just rocks them back and forth, and it plays white noise. And I'm like, what's the deal with white noise, right? And all that stuff. And they're like, yeah, it helps.
Sounds like fun, bud.
Right? And it kind of cuts out a little bit of the sound of their own, you know, crying or voice and stuff like that.
It covers the sounds of your farts
and just relaxes you, right? And you're like, oh, all it is it's kind of just like a machine that's recreating you shaking and going shh. And you going shush, you shushing, you shh, is you creating white noise with your mouth, right? That's what that is, which then leads me to go, so when you tell someone to shush as an adult, you're just creating white noise?
I'm gonna say right now, you should not tell adults to shush.
It's crazy, but the idea,
I have had a 0% success rate with that.
Like,
okay,
the idea of
just my wife once.
Yeah. Oh no. That's an escalation point. But saying shush and going shh, the act of doing shh is creating baby white noise for them to comfortably be quiet and go to sleep. That's what that comes from.
Because they're supposed to be out in the forest with the animals,
right?
Man. They're not supposed to be inside this sedentary box of wood and stone.
Anyway, so there's all that, and also some pretty cool tech too has been taking baby out swaddled in the big old snoo swaddle and just keeping them burritoed up. And I'm just like, yeah, you're comfy, you're fine. We don't need those limbs flailing everywhere, you know. And
dude, I love the swaddle. I remember when we were swaddling him, there was like a movement or some shit like, don't swaddle your baby, it's bad for you. I don't give a fuck.
Are you out of your mind?
I don't give a fuck. If I couldn't swaddle, I would have lost my fucking mine.
No, it's great for you, and they love it, and it's great.
And loved being swaddled.
Yeah, and in fact, in the fact that they are swaddled allows I can put her down and the snoo and not even turn it on, and then when she gets a little fussy, instead of starting at 1 and then having to go up to 2, 3, 4, 5, you start at 0, and then you get to go up to 1. You get an extra step in there. It works, you know.
Swaddling rules because it stops them from trying to eat their own hands.
That's true too.
To those of you who don't have kids, you would be astonished how much time you're having to spend trying to keep them from eating their own body.
I still like swaddling. When I was a kid, I loved rolling up in the sheets and like rolling to the corner of the bed.
Wooly.
The corner between the wall and the bed. Like I love burritoing up and hitting that corner.
Do you want Punch Mom to wrap you up like a big woolly burrito?
I mean, no, but I'm just saying that
that was like the least convincing no I've ever heard from you.
But I do remember thoroughly enjoying that. That was my favorite part of the bed to be on. And the extra bonus was when it was hot, the wall is cool, you know, so you can cool down by flipping your pillow over, and you're getting a whole cool wall to like regulate your temperature with.
You want to be bandaged up like that edit of that grappler backy guy who's sitting in a hospital bed with just a head.
Yeah. It is comforting. It is comforting, you know.
I mean, it's just weighted blankets. It's just a weighted blanket.
I did, which I did. I got one of those, you know, and tried it out. Yeah, just fucking Metapod me up, man. Let's go. You know, no, deeply satisfying. So anyway, that's what's happening over here with the Punch Dynasty.
I like that.
Yeah. Tales from the Punch Dynasty. All right. So what else is going on?
You know what? Before we switch over to the rest of your week, I'm just gonna fill in my part of the baby cast.
Yeah. Hit the quota. Hit the dad quota. Let's go.
So okay, every phase of your child's existence is depressing because you're saying goodbye to a little guy or a little girl that you're never gonna see again. That version of them is gone, right?
So I hear.
So the version of my little guy who wants hugs every single time I offer them, gone. Wake up in the morning, hey buddy, you want a hug? No, mama hug. I'm like, oh wow, like, But it has been replaced with the little guy who also walks up and says, "Dad, hold hand. I love you, Dad. We got I love yous this week."
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
We told him to say goodnight to Elmo, and he said, "Goodnight, Catmo. See you again real soon."
Oh.
And then I'm like, "Tell him you love him." And he went, "I love you, Catmo." And then he did the whole room.
Oh.
Right? So it's like, okay, that guy gone.
Oh.
New guy wants to hold hands and says, "I love you, Dad." Ooh, that's a good one.
God
that's a good one.
Fuck. I want that.
Wooly,
I want it now,
Wooly.
Pat. Give me. I want that now.
So here's the thing. This is a dad thing, right? Dads really want to get to the more active parts of the baby's life. But when the tiny little perfect angel that weighs 8 pounds is older, that version will be gone.
Shut the fuck up. I'm so jealous.
You only get to do it the one time.
I've never been more jealous. I want the I love you. I want it.
Wooly, no, I'm so serious about this. It will be gone and it will never ever come back.
It'll never come back.
So you really have to enjoy it now.
No, I'm taking it all in.
You're going to start doing "Where's my perfect angel who did this?" Like the toddler, not the toddler, the baby reflex when you pick them up and they scrunch their legs. One day that will be the last time they ever scrunch their legs when you pick them up.
Yeah.
And then the next time you do it, you won't know. You will have realized, oh, that time was the last time.
Yeah. No, I took. There was one of those. There was a particular feed that was happening on a nice calm day as a cool breeze was coming in, and the sun was shining through the trees, and I took a photo and I showed Punch Mom, and I'm like, this is the photo that I look at before I go into Normandy. Right? This is this is the one.
If I show this to someone, I will die.
Like I took it. I took that photo. I took the photo that I can't show anybody, because if I do, that's the end, right? I'm going into the last act. Like, I'm like, okay, there it is. Got it.
There was only one phase that I actually like look back on and go, wow, that was rough. And it was a phase that was rough for Dad specifically. And it was the boy was active and alert and knowledgeable enough to know that I didn't have any boobs for him. So fuck you, Dad.
So like,
there's a couple months where it is actually like, I hate Dad.
Yes, that's so.
Fuck you.
I was telling you about that last week. It's the worst feeling in the world.
No, you're not there yet. No. You're not there yet. No. That's later.
Okay, but she's already like really upset at the fact that I don't have boobs for milk, and that tummy time and comfort are not really chill time anymore, right? So we can trick her by having her fall asleep on
cardboard cutout.
No. Or the Meet the Fockers fucking attachment. No. What we can do is we can trick her and have her get sleepy enough on Mom, and then I can, get in there and like kind of steal her safety tummy time vibe. But I'm really just transplanting, the mom nap. Really, I'm stealing from Mom's precious.
Woolie, for a good little while, moment. You are assistant to Mom.
No, that is your life. 100%. But I do feel like I'm like siphoning from her attachment moments, where it's like, yes, now that she's bonding with you, I will take her and she will sleep here.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, do it.
Give me some of that beautiful love and energy. But the sus can make baby after feeding be chill enough to
Teemo just got leaked for 2XKO. Who gives a shit about our children?
Word.
Did they leave Teemo in the fucking beta? Did they just leave it in there like idiots?
So there have been rumors. We just combo broke out of a fucking baby talk. There was rumors about a 10 character count coming in. So if that's the case, and they already kind of leaked Blitzcrank a minute ago, then
oh my god,
I'm not surprised.
There's a photo of the upcoming battle pass that just has fucking Teemo dead center in the middle of the fucking thing.
But with the support page with Blitzcrank, they also kind of don't care about like.
You know what? Game's good again.
They don't care. They don't give a fuck.
We got Blitz and Teemo in there, just like I told them to, because they listened to me.
There you go.
Game's good.
There you go. All right. And you know what? And while we're here,
I take back everything I said.
Perfect, incredible, done and done. While we're here, whatever. We'll because we don't have to. It's starting up and everything. But the whole bit about like you have to unlock characters and whatever for the beta.
Oh no, we'll get there. We'll get there.
All right. We'll get there. Fine.
Okay, back to our children who aren't Teemo.
So pacifier calms you down. Use all the swaddle and pacifier and 15 things to distract you. And now that you're calm, now I can get some. Yay, you're gonna be chill on Dad time. Without rooting. But you just have to have a million other things taken out of the way first. All right. So, yes, Dadcast segment aside.
I'm going to teach my baby to fight your baby in fighting games.
I'm going to teach my baby to fight your baby in real life.
I have a boy that's 2 years older. This is not going to be fair ever. You're just trying to get my future child canceled.
I'm gonna.
Did you hear Pat Jr. beat up a little girl? What the fuck?
I'm gonna get some mitt work started nice and early. She's gonna throw hands. It's gonna be fun. Punch forever.
All right, fuck it. We'll fly over. Let's go right now.
Oh, right now.
right now. I'll put money down.
It's crazy actually how strong like she is in terms of like there are times
When
where
they
I'm
got your hand, yeah, it's nuts.
yeah, and the leg kicking out, or the position when I'm like, you know, you're holding leg up for diaper change, or when I'm like, hey, can you look the other way so that your head doesn't flatten out? And she's like, nah, I'm looking to the right though. And I'm like, okay, well, let me just turn you to the. And she's like, I said.
And then you're like, oh well, I can't force it because I'll just snap the kid's neck right off.
Like she's like, I am not looking to the left, son.
I have never in
What?
my life had a greater test of strength than trying to get my son's hair out of his hand. Because it's like, I'm an adult man. If I really wanted this hair out, I could do it, but I would probably smash your little fingers to bits in the process.
Yeah,
So I have to find the exact level of strength that will open your hand and not hurt you.
Speaking of hurting hands, I'm also extra paranoid when I'm pulling the sleeves down and I'm like, oh, are we seeing all the fingers, or is a pinky trapped somewhere? You know?
That's fine.
Well, then we learned a trick where someone just showed us, yo, just invert it, grab the limb and pull it through, and I'm like,
yeah, it's fine.
duh.
Got the new baby tech.
Yes. Okay.
The secret baby moves.
Now
they weren't written on the cabinet. I had to look them up online.
I mean, they're pretty useful.